MySubstation.com, you already know what it is. Substation Live all the way in the building. I got the homie, look at this, they shooting early. I mean, man, we're not even 20 seconds into the show and they shooting already. That happen all the time. Um, got the homie Michael Prince in the building.
What's going on, boss?
Everything, man. What's up with you, bro?
Man, just moving and shaking,
No doubt.
just grinding.
I slap you up, but no, can't do
Are
it.
you feeling a little under the weather, man?
I'm good. I'm gravy. Um, right off top, what you anything you need the people to know? Any
Just just working on some new music.
Mhm.
Basically, I also have been working on a film.
Mhm.
I finally casted it. I wrote the script,
Okay.
and basically we'll be doing that within maybe the next month or so. We'll start filming. It's going to be called Luscious Gabrielle,
Okay.
and just a short film, just dibbling and dabbling in a few different industries, just to see what happens.
Shout out to Gabrielle.
So yeah.
What's how that how'd you get inspired for that?
A friend of mine, she basically she put it in my ear like you should try writing some scripts.
Certainly.
I got a couple of buddies who actually do film.
Okay.
One Dream Film actually.
Okay. No doubt.
And so I started writing the script and everything, and just after a few months it was done. Showed it to a few of my film buddies, and they liked it, so we ran with the idea.
Any acting? Have you done any acting in the past?
Minor stuff,
Mm-hmm.
mainly plays, mainly theater stuff type of situations. But
Mhm.
this would be my first time, or
Okay.
second time,
Okay.
actually doing like a film.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah,
I dig that. Now, the Bohemian Experience
yeah,
just passed.
yeah. It just passed. It was an experience,
No doubt. No doubt.
both pros and cons wise.
Okay.
I learned a lot.
Mhm.
So the next one will be a lot better.
Okay.
It was just something that I felt I needed to do, is
Certainly.
to create a lane for musicians similar to myself.
Right. Right.
So that's something that I did because I feel like in our town it's not enough unity,
Okay.
and we keep hearing it, but
Mhm.
it got to a point to, okay, well, how about a few people take some initiative and make it happen,
Okay.
even if it's something as simple as just showing up and supporting.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It could be just talking about it. It could be anything.
Right.
So my aim was to inspire people, also show them something different, and just mainly kind of deviate away from what people typically was used to
Mhm.
in our town.
Got you.
So yeah.
Now with that, who was on the bill for that? And with that, was that how the vision, or what was the vision with that, or was it, once you already had it in place, we're gonna, I'm gonna have the experience. I think they might complement. How did that all come together?
Well, basically, I sat down with a friend of mine, So Easy.
Okay.
He was one of the people on the bill, and
Shout out to the homie, so easy.
we spoke about a few things, and then basically it was like, well, man, I had the idea for the longest, and finally had the means to do it,
Mhm.
and he said, let's do it. So I, hit him up, hit Go Gav up,
Okay.
and we got together and we did it. I spoke with my brother; he helped out. A few other people helped out,
No doubt.
and it was pretty cool. You know
Okay.
what I mean? So they came through and did what they did.
What's up with this music?
Just moving right now. My branding manager and my manager, we've been working pretty hard at boosting the brand.
Mhm.
Pretty soon you'll see everything aiming towards Sir Michael Prince,
Mhm.
so that the website will be finally released. I finally got a hold of my masters,
Mhm.
so now I'll be pushing the "I Need You" single, officially,
Certainly.
on iTunes and all
That's
those
right,
different
dope.
avenues.
Mhm.
Basically around February, around that time, Valentine's Day situation.
Got you.
But just pushing, mainly trying to get the units up so that when we
Right.
sit down with
Right.
the A&Rs or whichever realm or avenue we decide
Mhm.
to approach, basically giving them or not giving us a reason to to say no.
Okay.
So more or less like that.
What's the what's your net game like? Social media. What's your presence like? Where can they catch you? What do you use the most?
I use Facebook the most.
Mhm.
My manager, she's basically telling me now I need to start tweeting
Right.
a little bit more.
Right.
I'm not a big fan of tweeting, but
Mhm.
I see that's I thought it was gonna be a fad. So but I'm starting to see like presidents and whoever else is doing selfies and stuff like that.
Right.
So
Come on.
I mean, it's a situation now to where she's like, okay, this is what we got to do. We got to get your internet game up.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we're gonna do. But Instagram, I'm a big fan of Instagram.
Okay.
You know, I just got back to the world as far as smartphone or whatever. But that's what we're gonna do. You know,
No doubt.
we're gonna get the numbers up, and we're gonna make it happen.
Got you. Now, what's your Twitter? What's your Facebook, Instagram, all that? If
Well,
they beats or anything for you that they want to send, what's the email or maybe book you for a show?
you can go to imprintsbooking@gmail.com.
Okay.
That's MPRINCE.
Yes. Not
BOO.
imprints.
Yeah, 'cause
We ain't talking about pictures.
we had a mishap. So MPRINCEBOOKING at gmail.com.
No doubt.
It's my Facebook. Just hit up Sir Michael Prince or Michael Prince.
Facebook.
If it's my Twitter, it's Prince of Croon.
Yes.
PRINCE.
What does that mean?
Prince of Croon.
Prince of Chrome.
It's just something that I was feeling at the time. It's more like a softer type approach to singing.
Right.
You know, it's a more subtle approach. So that's what Prince of Croon is.
Okay.
But it's PRINCEOFCROON.
Got you.
And that's my Twitter.
Mhm.
And then my Instagram, you can catch me on Instagram. It's MPRICERINCE. I'm
CE.
sorry,
Right.
86.
Okay. Now, on a daily throughout the city, what's going on with Michael Prince? You know, I mean, do you your I guess your comrades in the industry out here, just Buffalo we're talking about. Are you with them at all? You know, do you see them at different things? Are you with yourself? Are you in the library reading? You know, are you a workout junkie? You know, do you
Yeah, actually,
throughout the day? How does that go?
I'm a bit of all of that you just named.
Okay.
You know, whenever I can, as much as I can,
Right.
I spend time with my son, as much as I can. You know, other than that, I'm a workaholic. I'm usually at work.
Mhm.
I'm usually writing. If I'm out in the city, I'm looking for different artists to write for because
Okay.
I'm also a songwriter. So
Got you.
that's something that I've been out here searching for somebody who's actually doing it,
Mhm.
like myself, and just to give my writing a different approach, a different voice behind it. And then every other day I'm in the gym, so I got to make sure everything is tight
Mhm.
for this film. So and I got a photo shoot coming up
Okay.
for the film, so you can't be looking crazy,
Right.
with your shirt off in the film, and supposed to be people looking at you. So just trying to keep everything tight.
Mhm.
But I try to keep myself busy and focused on my craft so
Okay.
that I can push it to the next level.
Right. Now, have you been writing and recording? I guess, or not even recording, just writing and singing for the same amount of time? Were you writing first, or were you always singing and then you branched out and started writing for other people? What?
Well, mainly I started like poetry,
Mhm.
but eventually I branched off and I got a little bored with poetry. I
Right.
mean, my brother Arch, he's great at it.
Archie.
He inspired me to do it,
Yes.
and then I went into songwriting.
Mm-hmm.
Met a few people along the way who taught me a few things, and I've been songwriting a little bit longer than I've been singing, and then started singing. So
Okay. No doubt.
yeah.
Now, coming up, were they always telling you to stop? Were you running through the house singing, or were they encouraging you, or was it did you keep it to
A little
yourself?
bit of both. Certain people, like my mother, she thought I shouldn't. She kept, I don't know if you should be,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's your lane.
Mhm.
But I didn't care. I just kept pushing,
Be like that.
And
sometimes.
eventually it came into a situation to
Mhm.
where she's like, oh, you got, even my grandma, she listened to my music. So that's a cool feeling knowing that
No doubt.
somebody my age, I'm 27, can listen to my music, to somebody that's seen me from day one,
Mhm.
who can, put in my CD
No
and
doubt.
listen to it.
Now, how do you think what you let them hear relates to who you are on a daily basis?
A lot of the stuff is just how it started. I was just a writer. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really couldn't connect initially with the stuff that I was writing about until I kind of matured a little bit.
Mhm.
Like Rebound, I wrote that,
Right.
but I couldn't really connect to it
That joint's
until
sweet,
I
too.
got older. Thank you. But like now, as as a young man, like I could connect more
Mhm.
with it because I've been through a little bit more.
Right.
In my mid-20s. So it's
Okay.
like now when I sing this song, I'm more attached to it because I've gone through certain scenarios that create like, oh man, I really didn't know what I was singing about then,
Right.
but now it's like,
Right.
oh, now I can relate to it.
Mhm.
how it connects with me is basically it's a part of me that I usually keep to myself. I don't wear a lot of my emotions on my sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very reserved in most situations, but that's like me being vulnerable. Is me writing these songs
Mm-hmm.
and showing a person. Usually they're about someone,
Right.
and showing them how I'm attached to scenarios or an individual at
Right.
that moment, at the time.
Anything outside of that? Rapping, engineering, producing.
Um, it's a little bit of arranging. I do
Okay.
a little bit of the arrangements on
Right.
my records.
Okay.
Co-produce.
Okay.
I get a lot of the sounds in my head, and then I sit down with some of my producers like Kevin Swift or
Okay.
Jack Magma.
Right. Right. Right.
Joe Secaroli, Ryan
Yes.
Jacob Doyle. These are two of them, in the city. But I get these ideas in my head, and they be like, "Oh, okay, I hear where you're going with it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make it shake."
Certainly.
So I mean, a lot of it comes just from, my head.
Okay. Now, you travel often?
Yeah, I travel. I try to keep moving.
Okay. Where do you say that you've been that kind of best uh, suits your music, or the lane that you think your music fills? Where have they been the
Um,
most receptive thus far?
I rocked out in Harlem.
Mhm.
I rocked out in
Or even like maybe culture wise, maybe somewhere that you haven't even performed, but still you just know the feel culturally kind of matches up with your vibe.
well, here this is more like a neo soul city or rock or
Hmm.
everybody want to be a rapper, and I'm
Hmm.
not knocking whomever, but if that's what they want to do, that's what they're doing.
Certainly.
But for my sound, it's more like a pop R&B, a little bit of hip hop. So I would say like a Toronto or New York, or
Okay.
more of a eclectic type city.
Indeed.
Buffalo is not that eclectic.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? When it comes to things, so when they approach, certain kinds of music, they either look at you sideways,
Right.
or it's more of the scenario to where you can only really solely appreciate what you've been exposed to.
Right.
If you haven't been exposed to it, how can you
Then
truly
how can you-
appreciate it?
Man, ain't that the truth?
So I mean, that's what the experience was about. It was something.
That's what I say
Okay,
about
let's
women that want a good man.
you
I'm
know.
sorry, just completely off subject, but it's the truth, man.
But I mean, and that's what it is. It's I just wish our city could be a little bit more open minded
Yes.
to culture, not even just music, art,
Right.
fashion,
Mhm.
anything. Like,
Anything, yes.
It's just this is like a third tier city, and again, I'm not knocking the city, but it's something. It's just an observation.
Mhm.
People, when I go
Mhm.
to other cities, they almost appalled that
Yes.
I'm from Buffalo. You know what I mean? Oh,
Yeah.
you from Buffalo? And
You
and
from
I
there?
kind of take offense to it because everyone in Buffalo doesn't.
Right.
Everybody don't sound the same or dress the same or
Right.
act the same. So I try to, and I'm proud of where I'm from. So when I'm out, I tell people I'm from here, blah, blah, blah. But it's just so much more culture in other areas. You know what I mean? And that's what fascinates me about Toronto, New York City.
Certainly, certainly.
You know what I mean? Like I love being in Toronto. When I go to New York, when I'm out there with one of my best buddies, Tim B, who's a stylist,
Uh-huh.
by the way, crazy stylist.
Right.
But it's just I feel in a way more at ease and more at home because everyone is in their own lane doing what they do.
What do you think? What do you think contributes to that? Because I mean, you're not the first. Definitely not the first person who said, as they go different places, people are just more, just. I mean, I wouldn't say like just positive in nature, like everybody's here is negative,
Right.
but just more receptive. I guess just more receptive to being receptive, even. I mean,
Um,
people here they're so closed. What do you think contributes to that?
I think a lot of it is people they don't move around enough. A lot of them stay inside Buffalo. So again, it's like if you haven't been exposed to anything different, how can you really appreciate something that's different when you see it? It's probably gonna come off as weird or whatever, but
Right.
I think what contributes to that is just people just not being exposed to it.
Yes.
So if we have
Yes.
more people exposing, those different sides or different things, I think that negative type of vibe will
Yes.
go away eventually. But it's even look at you see a kid skateboarding down Bailey. When I was a teenager, you
Right.
never saw that.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Or with the skinny jeans or the bright colors
Nothing
or whatever.
close.
It's like you wouldn't have saw that back
Right.
in the day. But now it's like, oh, okay, I guess it is a melting pot.
Right.
And it's just sad that excuse me, here it comes slower.
Right. It does. It
So
does. It definitely dig that. Now, socially, politically, what pulls at your what tugs at you?
You said socially or politically?
Yeah, both. Both
I
ways.
keep my
If you
political views to myself.
yeah, no doubt.
I don't want nobody looking at me crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean,
No, I mean like as far as like not not so much like rules and laws, but I mean if you were able to, I guess more so be in charge, what kind of how would you have that working? What I mean, just in terms of like maybe a the poverty, or maybe even like programs for the youth, or maybe
oh,
how you feel about food production, just I mean,
I think what
your policy making.
well, poverty is a big issue. I think in the town, a lot of people migrate outside of the country to address certain situations when it's a lot of issues right here. You know what I mean? Somebody begging for change, or a distraught looking teenager. It's
Right.
like one of the things I do. I work with troubled youth,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of them, they parents don't want to be parents. You know what I mean? I want to keep him here. Like,
Right.
you
Wow.
can't be a parent on Tuesday, then on Friday, you know what I mean? Say, nah,
Right.
it's Friday. I don't want to be a parent. It's a full time job. So mainly just, I guess, help. You know what I mean? Just try to get people more on task.
Certainly.
You know what I mean? And the poverty thing, half of it is just being set up the right way.
Right.
If you don't have a fair chance from the jump,
Right.
it's kind of difficult to get in the game and play, because you haven't been, you're not even fit to compete.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even with this, they got the, after a certain, average,
So not even
you
fit
can
to
go to,
compete.
yeah, you can go to school, college for free.
Right.
I wish they had that back then, but
Oh man, I tell my kids that
yeah,
all the time.
and it's kids who don't even want to, they don't even want to take advantage of it,
Right.
or the parents are putting these ideas in their head that they should just perform subpar. You know what I mean? Instead
Laugh
of,
at you for being on the honor roll.
yeah, like, where they do that at?
You
But,
know what
what
I'm
I mean?
saying?
But when they become adults,
You wrong for having a 90 average.
they're not fit to compete.
Yeah.
So I mean, just set the standards higher. If anything, set the standards higher for performing in school. Being a parent. That's a big issue I'm seeing. Almost every day.
Now, do you see the brand? Do you see the brand becoming global
Oh, yeah, most
sooner
definitely.
than later?
Really, I mean, sooner than later would be a good look.
Certainly.
But it's getting bigger.
No doubt.
People are recognizing the brand a little bit more. But really, I want to get into different avenues outside of our city, so that when I come back here, now they recognize it. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right.
But it's going to be getting bigger soon. Basically, just getting them numbers up.
Right,
Is the
right.
biggest. Is like with record guys, they don't care how good you are, they don't,
Certainly.
or how bad you are.
Right.
It's the number game. If you move in these units, that's what they care about. That's what they checking for.
That's the truth.
So that's what we need. We need our numbers up, and that's how we're gonna do it. We're just gonna keep pushing.
No doubt. Now I seen the Michael Prince T-shirts. I seen the hoodies.
Right.
I've seen. Listen to me. How can they get that?
We'll be starting that again pretty soon. That was
Okay.
just something that started mainly like just as a gift to my supporters.
I seen the dope little kids Michael Prince varsity jacket.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
my son.
Yeah.
For his second birthday,
Right.
I got him the Letterman, the custom Letterman. But yeah, it's just mainly, it was more of a gift type idea. I wasn't even really selling them. It was just something. It was a token of my appreciation for people coming out and supporting.
Right.
The movement.
I dig that. I definitely dig that. Now, you said it will be coming back.
Yeah, it'll most definitely be coming back. So,
Okay.
I mean, it's just mainly the biggest thing right now is getting the branding on one accord. So when we start making these larger movements, it'll be all sync. You see what I'm saying? So
No doubt.
that's the biggest thing.
MySubstation.com, live in the building with the homie Michael Prince. Now, let me ask you, anybody that you haven't worked with out here that you ready to work with, open to work with, maybe.
Really, I mean, anybody.
Yeah.
I'm always willing to work with somebody that catches my ear.
Right.
So I don't try to limit myself to just certain people. Anybody who's with it and who's ready to work,
Okay.
I'm willing to work with.
Who you listening to out here?
Right now, I like Lord. You talking about just all together or locally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Great.
listening to a lot of Lord. I like Janelle Monae.
Okay.
Janelle Monae is
Yes.
dope. I've always been listening to Miguel and Ush.
You go to the
Constant
concert?
motivation. No,
Yeah.
actually, I didn't. I've seen Miguel perform. I actually met him last year,
Okay.
and it's the same show, the
Right,
same
right,
show
right,
that
right.
he did at iHeartRadio, same show he did when he came to UB. He's been just touring. He's doing this thing, but you know, wouldn't have mind seeing Drake, but yeah, I had other things on the agenda yesterday. So
Certainly. Now, if it wasn't music, what where how would they see you? How would that Michael Prince brand be well advanced?
if it wasn't music,
Hmm.
I'm a bit of a writer, so
Okay.
I like writing. I actually wrote a book. You know, that's for another interview, but
Okay.
that'll be out in the fall. So it's a kind of like a tweeners book. Along the lines of like the Twilight and all of that.
Got you. Got you.
I'll probably just be writing.
I
You know what I
dig
mean?
that.
I love writing. I
I
mean,
dig
if
that.
it's essays, if it's literature, if it's
Certainly.
screens, whatever it is, I tend to find myself in my writing.
Got you. What you reading right now?
What I'm reading right now,
Yeah.
I'm into a lot of history books.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm not really. Oh, I do the fantasy thing too, but
Right. Right. Right.
I'm more so into the history books.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Okay. What type of rap you rock with?
Oh, Hove.
Okay.
Hove is my man.
Yeah.
Kanye, of
Right.
course. J. Cole, Kendrick.
Shit, I'm still from
Yeah,
that era.
Yeah,
like them
yeah,
lyrics.
I like thinkers. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
right.
So anytime
Substance.
exactly substance. Anytime I put something in, media, MP3.
Mhm.
A lot of y'all don't listen to CDs anymore.
Right, right, right.
A lot of people downloading, but I like substance, and
Mm-hmm.
that's usually what catches my ear. Somebody who has a
Mhm.
message, how simple or detailed it may be. You know what I mean? That's what drives me as an artist. The
Gotcha.
substance.
Got you. You have any sponsors currently? Looking for any sponsors? How can they
Always,
get in
always
contact with
looking
you
for
if they want to
sponsors.
go ahead and
Always looking for sponsors. You can hit me up on the Facebook, Michael Prince. Can hit up. Yeah, that's basically the best way to get in contact with me. I'm always on. I'm always checking. But yeah, we're always looking for sponsors, man. That makes stuff move
no
much
doubt,
faster.
no doubt. What's the legacy that you're already putting in place?
I'm just trying to really raise the standard and not just music, just in art.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That's why I took on the Michael Prince name. I mean, granted, it's really high standards,
Right.
but I'm not really afraid of the task.
Mhm.
So it's more the things like just trying to create art that's memorable, that's timeless,
And
and
now,
that's the biggest thing.
now, with you saying that, I was just having a discussion with somebody saying that how there's really no more timeless music. I mean, you can even listen to something like, let's just say, Next, Butter Love, or something by,
Right.
maybe a Jodeci, something that you can still listen to 40 years from today. Whereas I was saying like the last maybe piece of timeless music that I've heard was probably like Blurred Lines, and then before that was I can't even think of the Outcast joint. Um, but do you think that with the changing of music because it's so easily consumed now, and people they always want new.
Yeah, I
Do
think.
you can see yourself standing through that?
Yeah, I think really it's tricky now because it's how media is driven.
Right.
It's different. You know what I mean? Before there wasn't really any internet.
Right.
Back then, 10, 15 years ago, we were in the dark ages. You know what I'm saying? So now it's so much easier to have access to music.
Right.
So people constantly consume and constantly digging
Right.
and searching. Before you wait almost 3 to 4 years
Right.
to hear your
For
favorite
anything,
artist.
right?
And when that record dropped, you was at the store
Right.
getting it. It wasn't no bootlegging like super heavy.
Right.
People was willing to spend money for the records, but I think now it's because media is so easily accessible that it's kind of hard to keep up. But it's also that difficult. It's also hard for people to actually be like, okay, well I'm gonna listen to all of this. There's so much music out there. It's impossible to just
Right.
consume it in one breath. Sometimes it may even take a
Gotcha.
few years for a single to take off because of it.
Right. Singles, videos, anything coming up?
Well, right now, I Need You joint. We're gonna repress. We're repackaging. But the next single will be Rebound. I already wrote the treatment, and now it's finally been approved. Through the branding manager, and that's basically what we're gonna be
Definitely.
doing. After Valentine's Day, we'll start getting that together.
Yes, sir. I dig that. EP, anything like that?
I got the Her unofficially out,
Right.
but it's been leaked. But also, I'll be doing a mixtape for the film.
Okay.
It's going to be called Bohemia. So just
Yes.
look out for that. It'll be a few other artists on it,
Okay.
so it'll be a good look.
Now, what was it about the Bohemia that really captured you? That that really resonated with you? That
Well,
made you
that's to me. That's how I live my life.
okay?
Free spirited. You know
Perfectly.
what I mean? I'm not really a person who's much for rules. Too tough.
I got
You
you.
know what I mean? It's like, well, live how you want to live.
Right.
So if you live in how you want to live, that's how it should be. Like, and the word Bohemian is almost like new age hippie type
Certainly.
situation.
Certainly.
So that's where it came about.
Okay. That's all the way what it is. Now, just randomly, anything that you just want them to know? Floor is yours, soapbox type situation. Anything
Just
you hold close?
I want y'all to look out for the short film Luscious Gabrielle,
Mhm.
and I think you guys will like it. It's got a different twist to it.
Okay.
How I wrote it is almost Shakespearean.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But it's
That
kind
feels
of
about right.
yeah. It's kind of along the lines with that, with almost like a 50 Shades of Grey slash Zane experience.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
But
man.
it was inspired from the film. Was it 9.5 Weeks with Mickey Rourke
Right,
and
right.
Kim Basinger?
Okay.
So it's gonna be a little risque, but I think those who are open minded again will enjoy it. So
No doubt. Now, what's the what's a performance like with you? What's the what is that Michael Prince experience like when they get to
um,
see you live?
well, basically it's just me being vulnerable. Just pouring myself out.
Certainly.
Onto them.
It's the best way to
And
be.
and it's also a learning experience for myself as
Uh-huh.
well as I feel like the people watching. Um, I try to be as intimate as
Right.
possible,
Right.
and I try to make everyone remain attentive as
Mhm.
possible.
Mhm.
You got the person who's on a jack or somebody chattering or whatever. I
Right.
try to end all of that when I rock out.
I
So
dig
each
that.
time I practice and each time I take notes and do homework with different performers,
Right.
that's what I'm looking for. How they command. So when I'm on stage, that's what I command is a person's attention.
Well done.
A person's response to what I'm doing or what I'm
Mhm.
saying. So each time I try to be better. Each time I perform.
Got you. Do you have a certain song, certain something that you perform? That's I wouldn't say your go to. I don't know. Maybe your I guess your favorite to perform.
I like it's a record that I perform. It's called Luce. I like that one.
Okay.
And Rebound is usually my favorite too. Because I'm pretty connected with those two.
Right.
So I like all my songs to rock out, but
Uh-huh.
mainly those two. They stick to me the most.
Got you. Now what's that ideal situation like for Michael Prince to be happy and comfortable, just chilling?
In a regular type
Mhm.
moving around. Um, just rhythm. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Rhythm with everybody I care about.
No
You know
doubt.
what I mean? I'm a people pleaser.
Mhm.
I like for them to be happy and comfortable,
Right.
as well as myself. So even if that means sometimes overextending myself, it is what it is. But that's usually an ideal situation.
Okay. Now, are you looking for the major route? Do you like the independent grind? What's it looking like on
At
that
this
side?
point, I mean, it wouldn't really matter.
Right.
It's the biggest thing is just being heard.
Okay.
And making his money.
Right.
You know what I mean? But also, it's an upside and downside to
All
both the independent grind and the label situation. So it's just you gotta determine which one you're gonna go with, and
Mhm.
it's two
Okay.
upsides and downsides to both of them. So you just gotta figure out which one is for you and if it makes sense
Okay.
for you at that time. Because I've been offered record deals, but at the time it just wouldn't have made sense to do
Right,
it. 'Cause
right.
I wouldn't have, okay, you bound to a contract, but I'm still
Right.
doing everything myself,
Right. Period.
everything. So it's like, what's the point of signing? If that's gonna be the scenario.
Right. Now, I've never come across an R&B singer that hasn't been listening to R&B since you
Right.
know. What was it? What was it for you? And how did that? How whoever your favorites were, be it songs, artists,
Yeah.
what have you? How did
Um,
that influence the career we see now?
just seeing how they move people, how they affect people. Michael Jackson, of course, like even prior to him passing, he moved like nobody.
Right.
Even in his 50s, you couldn't match him with anybody. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, Prince. Believe it or not, I listen to a lot of Fred Astaire.
Okay.
He's mainly known for his dancing,
Right.
but he's also a singer and he's also an actor.
No doubt.
Gene Kelly.
Right.
You know, I listen to him. Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
Just everybody. Like in my house, it was mainly like the R&B, but you know, my grandparents listened to a lot of jazz
Okay.
in the house. So like Miles Davis, John Coltrane, you know, Count Basie.
Got you.
I mean, so
Yeah.
you never know. Like if you look at my Pandora, it might make you, but just anything that caught my ear, you
Mhm.
know. But I kind of got into jazz as a teenager.
Right.
But the artists it influences now, it just keeps pushing me to be better, to be better.
Certainly.
You know what I mean? Don't stop because I'm seeing all these other cats out here. I've watched them, you know, from the beginning of their
Right,
careers
right.
to now, and it's most definitely a evolution.
Right.
Watching them, but it's the same situation that I'm encountering right now every day. So yeah.
Now, who do you see on a major level? You know that's really moving the way that I wouldn't say so much that you see that they should be moving. You know, like your stamp of approval is needed. But who do you see that's making that noise and that maybe your style can be most comparable to?
One of my favorite businessmen in the business is Ryan Leslie.
Right.
You know, he created his own way. He created his own brand.
Right.
He staffed his own. You know, he did it his way.
Right.
You know, very
Right.
intelligent individual, and that's somebody who I think I would want to move along the lines of. I don't need to be super famous.
Right.
I
Right.
don't really
Right.
care about that. But
Don't
you know,
talk to
this
me
how
like
this
I'm
dude move.
famous.
How this dude move is crazy.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? And it's very inspiring for other artists because when they see him, they respect the hell out of him. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, like that.
Okay. Now, do you see yourself? You see us not. I mean, not so much. Taking over. I know, like you said, you don't. It's not for the fame, but can you see yourself being the man? You know, and I mean just basically just strictly off of music alone.
If it happens, it happens. But mainly, that's not something I'm looking to do. But if
Right.
it happens, I'm not going to
Right.
turn it away. But it's more or less just me inspiring people and moving them how I want them to move.
Having that type of
Yeah.
connection with the
Connection
people.
and control over a person's emotions because when you can control an individual's emotions,
Right.
that says a lot about who
Oh,
you
man,
are
doesn't it?
as a person. But I'm not saying it to be to be reckless
Right,
about
right,
the
right.
situation.
Yep.
But it's like that's something that's powerful. You know
Yes,
what I
it
mean?
is.
And that's how you can make people. Okay, well maybe I should be looking like this, or maybe I should be thinking, at the situation like that. But that's something to me that as a public figure, as an artist with your craft, you have a huge responsibility. So you got to be careful.
Right.
Just telling these kids. You know what I mean? Like people out here talking about popping mollies and all types
Oh,
of crazy
man.
stuff. So you really got to be careful what come out your mouth because
Right.
there's a lot of people listening and
Right.
watching.
Now, moving into this next phase, this next year, first quarter of 2014. What do you have yourself as far as goals? Where do you want to see yourself heading into that spring, that meat of next year? Really
Um,
putting your stamp down.
Just rock. I really want to get over to Canada, and I
Right.
really want to rock out over there. You know what I mean? I think they'll be pretty receptive to my sound, and there's a few artists I've been watching over there that are really dope. So just working with them. You know what I mean? I believe her name is Tanika Charles, and she's really dope. What's the other young lady's name? I think her name is Aya. She goes by.
Okay,
She signed to Jazzy
That's pretty dope.
Jeff.
yeah,
But
that's dope.
it's literally a few hours away. So it's like
Yes.
I don't see why, that avenue hasn't been really tapped into.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I really want to get over there. So that's something that we'll be focusing on and expanding the Bohemian experience
Yes.
to the next level. So
Yes.
that's the other thing, building the next one
Right.
I think we set it for the first day of summer.
Okay.
So and we're trying to create this avenue,
Right.
this experience to be something completely different from the first one.
Indeed.
Take them somewhere completely different.
Okay. Now go ahead and give them that contact information, and we'll have you one more time if they want to go ahead and just reach out to you for as far as anything. Check
Okay,
your music out.
You can check me out, on Reverb Nation, Facebook.com/Michael Prince.
Yes.
Or you can go hit me up on Facebook. Just type in Michael Prince. Picture will come right up. Or Twitter. That'll be Prince of Croon. PrinceOfCroon. Or the Instagram Mprince MPrince86. Just hit me up. Say what's up, whatever. If you want to rock, whatever, just hit me up.
Gotcha. Got your Christmas list all filled out?
Oh, Christmas list done, man. Christmas list been done, man.
Yeah.
That's Christmas next week.
Is your shopping done?
Thank God. It was tough, but we got it done.
I got you. No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. Lastly, before we get out of here, what makes Michael Prince the happiest?
What makes Michael Prince the happiest? Again, I'm just somebody who likes to see other people happy. So it's I guess again seeing the people I care about in a good place.
No doubt.
So that's the biggest thing.
That's what it is. All the way love. MySubstation.com. Substation Live. We in the building. The homie Michael Prince. Make sure y'all hit him up. Make sure y'all check him out. It's R&B in the flesh. 716 stand up. Substation Live.
My Prince. Do it.